Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime. You little league with it, I'm Barry Bonds with mine. I beat the buzzer, baby, my stroke is hole in one. You see the checkered flag, finish line, here I come. And I ain't gotta brag, I let the trophies do it. Around here we the best, now come and hold me to it. I specialize in everything that can't be done. Ain't no more talk about it. Moment of silence for the champion. They say we warriors, they say we did it again. Hands high for the champion. We are victorious, we only in it to win. Stand up for the champion. No surrender and no retreat, we take the battlefield over every time. Hey, clap your hands for the champion. We came, we saw, we conquered everything in sight. Moment of silence for the champion. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, that's the sound you hear from the crowd when we come through. They screaming. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, we run the town here, can't you tell when we come through? They screaming. Champions, we are champions. They screaming. Champions, we are champions. Can't nobody handle us up, there ain't no competitors. No wonder why we are the champions. You read the newspapers, you saw the magazines, you got the internet, but you ain't gotta Google me. My name is up in lights, my face is well known. You see a Super Bowl dancing in the end zone. You see us taking shots of vodka out the Stanley's Cup. You see us running out the tunnel looking fired up. And in my heart, can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me never.
It is Sim Champions TV, Sim Champions Radio, CFL Reich. First episode of CFL Season 12. I'm here rolling solo tonight. If somebody wants to join me, hit me up on Skype. Nipper, Striker, CP's playing right now. So, taking on the Redskins, I believe, right now. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this. I still wanted to do the presentation, even though I don't have anybody with me for further analysis. But, you know, I spent the time to put the presentation together, so why not? At 32, you guessed it, it's the New York Jets, who have been taken over by new ownership today. Shout out to the new White Iverson. He has taken them over and played B More today. Took the L, a tough L. The Jets are rolling with Ryan Gibson, the new rookie quarterback that Prop drafted. It is not going too well right now for that team in the passing game. I think they are only 3 touchdown passes on the season for this team through 5 games. And 7 interceptions. Not going to get it done no matter who's controlling that team. They do have the 8th strength of schedule, but, I mean, right now it's not looking too good in New York. It was nice to see him pounding Ivory, though, during the game today. At 31, we have Silent Striker and the Saints, who started the year out, I believe, 0-4. No, 0-3 with CPU losses before he was back in town. They have also played a very tough strength of schedule. Granted, some of those were gimme wins for the computer, but nonetheless, Striker was one of the top users, won the NFC South last year before having to take that little military leave. This team did fill some holes in the draft, man. The outside linebackers that the computer picked up for Striker are very nice, but they have no secondary. They can't really stop anybody right now. Defensively, the offense it's not really that big of an issue, although the O-line is kind of weak outside of the tackles. I'm gonna tell you guys, there's some shocks here tonight. This is why I like this BCS drama, although it's gonna work itself out by the end of the season, by the midpoint of the season, since we're so early. But there's some crazy rankings that the computer spit out on this tonight. At 30 is Spider and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. VGP, Mitch Rank is Mitch. He did the power rankings tonight because Rooks is not here. He's busy wearing a paper bag right now. And of course, Walk Rank no longer exists as he stepped down from doing power rankings. So at 30, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Spider Subi continuing the struggling ways down there in Tampa Bay after showing some promise last Madden towards the end of it. Consistently going around 9-7. Jameis Winston's been playing pretty well here in his second season in the CFL, but again, another team that the defense can't really stop anybody. I feel like when I've watched Tampa Bay's games, there's been a lot of vertical passing and bon voyage. I mean, I know he's got the big targets, but there's been a little too much of that, and the defense is not stopping people. And also, Doug Martin averaging only 3.5 yards a carry is not helping the cause. At 29, New York Giants. They have been very underwhelming so far this year. If they can't stop a team defensively in one game, they're going off offensively. It's a shootout. Other games where they can't get their offense going, their defense is playing well. They have not had a game where all phases are working together. Thus, you see their record. Eli Manning's having an awful season. Year to forget, 7 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. They're throwing the ball a little too much, abandoning the run too early, as Rashad Jennings has struggled to get it going consistently. It's a team that could turn it around this year, but right now it's been a struggle getting it going. Eli looks like he's on his last legs this year. He had a good season last year, and Zach Mettenberger did step in the last game in the second half for the Giants. Played pretty well, posting 2 touchdowns. At 28 is the Kansas City Chiefs, sitting at 1-5 with the second ranked strength of schedule in the league. Part of that could be attributed to Walk, who played him on autopilot over the Thanksgiving weekend. I believe they also suffered an injury to their first overall pick, Joey Hunter, who's having a decent rookie campaign. So it looks like it's a good thing that they do have Alex Smith there for the time being, as the Chiefs continue to struggle offensively. Very stagnant offensively. Jamal Charles is as explosive as they come still, but he's just very unlike Jamal Charles in this offense, averaging less than 4 yards a carry for the second straight season. He's only found the end zone one time. At 27, the Denver Broncos kind of free falling this season early on. Dropping all the way to a 1-5 record. They do have the number 1 strength of schedule in the league. But Brock Osweiler, so far this season, in taking over full-time as Manning retired, is struggling to grab the job. 12 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. 13 interceptions really killing the Broncos. And they've had some defensive liabilities, surprisingly, from Aqib Talib, who has been benched a couple different times for Bradley Roby. But the coaching staff so far has not stuck to it, but it appears they are moving forward, going to have Talib in the slot. We'll see if the Broncos can turn it around and make this a respectable season, or if they're going to keep the free fall going. At 26, Tennessee Titans, Shaka, new user. Game kind of got out of hand early against the Bills in the debut for the Titans, but man, did they respond in Game 2 against E and the Texans, one of the upper half regarded teams in the CFL with the Texans. took them out back 41-21. Mariota was super efficient, and it looks like Shaka might be finding some comfort with the mobile quarterback in that offense. The defense, I mean, that's a very nice squad, as we've been saying. Now the hole was dug at 0-4 before he took the team over. Let's see if they can turn it around, make a push for a wild card spot. Who knows? But Shaka definitely one to look out for even this year, but hopefully moving forward, hopefully a long-time member to the league. At 25, the great CV, San Francisco 49ers. Pound the rock with Carlos Hyde is the motto in San Fran, and it actually it works, but we can't throw the ball. We still cannot throw the ball in San Francisco. Colin Kaepernick, we don't know if he's the answer or not. 7 touchdowns only on the season so far through 6 games actually. They're 2-4. 7-6 on the season. I mean, you gotta get more productivity out of the quarterback. Let's see if he's Kaepernick only has 83 rushing yards on the season as well. They need some more receiving weapons for Kaepernick, though, that's for sure. Not sure if you can really judge him fairly when his top targets are Vance McDonald, Torrey Smith, Brian Quick, players like that. You lose Bolden to regression. You lose Vernon Davis, who has just not been that productive the last few years. And you don't draft anybody or pick any big player up. You're going to struggle offensively with that being the case. Defensively, still kind of solid, even with all the retirements last season. Kind of shocked that he's fallen so much, especially with that internet. It must be that internet that he actually, it's actually smooth when he plays now. At 24, Miami Dolphins, legend Rips. Hope you feeling better now, fam. We got that rookie watch. We got that left stick watch on Legend, who asked me the question if the left stick rule was up for debate, up for change, which I said no. Everybody in the league pretty much knows this, but for Shaka and Iverson and new guys and Legend, LBJ's mentioned it before too. Left sticking, it's not really unrealistic with the movement as much as it was the past few years, but if you left stick, you will still see the player accelerate for whatever reason. A dude's turning at 90 degrees is not going to accelerate and get faster, first of all. Second of all, it actually glitches defenders out still. If you watch like that left stick punt return that Legend had, I think there's like number 27 or 29, a cornerback is dead on in pursuit angle and literally stopped for a second when he did the left stick. It glitches pursuits out still, so hopefully Madden will fix it with better true step next year. But Dolphins are kind of nice this year. Lamar Miller's getting it done over 5 yards a carry on the season. Ryan Tannehill is letting it go deep with Robert Jennings, the rookie, averaging almost 20 yards a catch. That's come down a little bit. He does have 8 TDs on that Rookie of the Year watch. I like the Dolphins this year. I think they could still make some noise because I don't think Pats fans are going to run away with the division like years past, especially with Johnson stepping up in the division as well. At 23, the Baltimore Ravens, which this is incorrect. I accidentally put 3-3. They should say 2-3 because it was as of week 6 going into 7. Anyway, Baltimore, 31st in the strength of schedule. Madden rank likes them a lot. Mitch rank has them probably about where they should be. That win against the Jets, though. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. The Jets game, that was before advance, so he's 3-3. The Jets game showed that Baltimore has some talent. Hopefully B Moore's getting his feet back under him from missing the CFL all of last Madden and part of the year before that when he quit like a little B3. Rashad Perriman helps, but he is not cheesing like he was for Carver. Max Williams is getting it done as he was for Carver in Baltimore. Already 350 yards on the season through 6 games for the big second-year tight end. They did lose Flacco for the season, I believe, with the injury. So now it's all on Logan Thomas, who they tried to shop last season. It's all on Logan. Let's see if he's got more to give in this league than just a really strong arm. They're very much in the division race, as the leaders in the division are the Bengals and the Steelers, tied at 3-2. So this division is definitely up for grabs still, with them and the Browns as well, sitting at 2-3 after a big win against the Patriots. At 22, Carolina Panthers on the come up. I think they've won 3 out of 4. They're getting some rookies involved offensively, steering away from the rushing attack that we've come to see with Jay Stu, Tolbert, and company. Stewart only has 5 carries on the season. They're leaning on Marcus Keith, not a very highly regarded runner. He's only averaging 3 yards a carry, but they continue to pound the rock with him and change of pace with Rashard Thomas, who is actually averaging 12 yards a carry on 13 carries this year. Cam Newton getting it done in the running game. The passing game, on the other hand, continues to be a struggle for C-State. Cam Newton with 5 touchdowns to 10 picks on the season. Yet they're sitting at 3-3 with that stout defense and the benefit of not facing that great of a schedule to this point. But it looks like C-State might be turning the corner, battling in this NFC South, which is kind of weak. You got what is that? You got the 30th and 31st ranked team, the 22nd ranked team in the NFC South right now. At 21, is this our shocker? I think it's 21 or 20. At 21, you got Kenny Supertramp, the Detroit Lions, and the gunslinger Matt Stafford, who is going to shatter records at this rate. Let me pull this up. Matt Stafford has thrown for almost 2,200 yards through 6 games. They have 5 receivers with over 300 yards, I believe, on the season. Calvin Johnson leading the team in yardage at 580 yards, averaging nearly 100 a game, 3 touchdowns. But Brian Griffin, first-round running back, the greatest thing that this franchise has seen since Barry Sanders, averaging 4 yards a carry, and they've been throwing him the ball an obscene amount of times, as he has 39 receptions to lead the team so far this year. He's averaging like 120 total yards a game so far for the Lions, with 9 touchdowns. And they're still a threat in that division. Nobody's running away with it. Currency might be the team to beat. They might be, what are they, 5-1 now with that win, 6-1 now with that win, whatever it is today after advance. UD made that Packers team look a little human, but has fallen off since that win, and the Packers have turned it back around. At 20, Johnson and the Buffalo Bills. Tyrod Taylor's been playing great so far this season for him. LaShawn McCoy it's been a struggle for LaShawn McCoy, to say the least, averaging under 3 yards a carry on the season. And that is just killing this team right now after the good start that they had at 3-0. They dropped 3 straight to the Chargers, to the Browns. Or I'm sorry, no, they beat the Titans. I'm tripping. They've lost 3 out of 4 though. Buffalo needs to turn it around quickly before the Patriots can right the ship and take off in the East. At 19, the shocker, San Diego, 5-0, San Diego Chargers. But the computers hate this team, and they hate that strength of schedule, and they hate the autopilot wins that he had to take. The teams, there's no question that the Chargers, that VGP is for real. Right now, a top 10 team, easy. Although Phillip Rivers has been struggling quite a bit. But regardless of that, Chargers, the first drama of the CFL rank of season 12, all the way at 19 at 5-0. But this will all sort itself out by the time we have a show again next week, for sure. That strength of schedule is nowhere close to the next team. I believe their strength of schedule is a .306. The second closest team to them is Baltimore with a .608. Kind of the same situation we had with Walk last year in CFL rank. At 18, you have the Minnesota Vikings, a 4-2 team ahead of a 5-0 team. The Vikings came through to get the 2-2 with that clutch defensive dominance against the Packers, but have fallen off since then. They do boast the 9th strength of schedule in the league, but Teddy Bridge is not getting it done in Minnesota right now. 8 touchdowns, 11 interceptions on the year, and AP averaging right around 4 yards a carry. He's been doing well. They've kind of been able to shut him down recently. I think the Bears held him to like 12 carries for 25 yards and a loss. That was interesting performance out of AP and the Vikings defense, or the Vikings O-line, I'm sorry. At 17, Arizona Cardinals, LBJ, sitting at 2-3 with the number 11 strength of schedule in the league. Most notable victory was the clutchness. Dane Lucas has balls victory over the Seahawks on the road. Dane Lucas, one of the top, if not the top rookie QB. Well, I'd say the second best to his division rival in St. Louis, but he is doing well this year. 1,300 yards, 9 TDs to just 6 picks so far in the season from Dane Lucas. He does have a plethora of weapons around him. And they have leaned on another rookie running back, Terrell Russell, averaging under 4 yards a carry. I would suggest getting David Johnson the ball a little bit more. He's been very productive as well out of the backfield. And the 4-3 transition seems to be working pretty well for Arizona early on in the season. At 16, cracking the top 16, Cleveland Browns, also sitting at 2-3. The Browns are coming off of an ugly loss to the Steelers, which they followed up with a thrashing of the New England Patriots. Johnny Manziel, just like he did last season, starting out struggling, turning the football over. Let's see if he can turn it around. God knows he has plenty of weapons offensively. And I feel like they've been bailing out on the running game way too easily so far this season. Duke Johnson, the leading rusher through 5 games, only has 65 carries on the season. And the second leading rusher on the team is Isaiah Crowell with just 10. So I think the Browns need to get back to the basics, get that running game going first and foremost, and let their defense do what it does, what we saw them do against the Patriots. At 15 is What Speak You and the Chicago Bears, who we just saw drop a tough one against the Packers with some possible zone cheese like what I experienced against Cody last year in the playoffs. Bryce Petty turning the ball over way too much. But even then, the Bears still find themselves at 3-3, mainly thanks to beast mode Jeremy Langford averaging 5 yards a carry and developing very nicely as a receiving back. He's actually leading the team in receiving right now. Kevin White leading in yardage. Langford with the most receptions on the team out of the backfield in this short passing West Coast offense style that they're trying to establish, giving Bryce Petty a shot to be the guy. Even with the loss to the Packers, the Bears will still be very much in the conversation throughout the season, as they might be 1 year away with the development of Petty and Langford and company, and the defense needing to be retooled after what we saw happen in Chicago the last couple years in real life. They were not in a very good position coming into this Madden cycle. At 14 is Houston Texans, in the middle of the pack in pretty much all the rankings as you see, finishing at 14th with a 3-3 record, coming off of that thrashing, as we mentioned, by the upstart Titans. The Texans have been struggling defensively. They're switching their scheme out to a 4-3, acquiring Malcolm Jenkins to try and shore up their secondary as they admit fault in their trade of Raheem Moore last year. Ryan Mallett has been doing what Ryan Mallett does, turning the football over, and Arian Foster, the age's wonder, has been dominant for the Texans, averaging 4.8 yards a carry after they inserted him back into the lineup after I think he sat on the bench for 1 or 2 games. Foster's been a beast. This team still is in need of a quarterback to get them over the hump, though. I think next year might be the year, but they'll also be needing to replace the running back, I would think, as well. This might be one last hurrah from Foster, but we'll see. And with the loss today from the Jaguars, they are still very much in the conversation in the division. It's a possibility still at 13. The 4-2 Seattle Seahawks, boasting a terrible 26th strength of schedule, but they're boosted by that Madden rank and the power rankings. Seattle needs to stop blaming Madden for ownership, user skill, and user control issues. First and foremost, stop losing the cool during the game, and stop expecting that have flat-footed throws that 45 yards down the field be dead-on accurate into tight coverage. With that being said, this is still a top team if he can keep his cool. We're speaking about rooks. If he can keep his cool, this is, it's just a loaded team. The defense, the other problem is the offensive line is terrible in the passing game. We cannot be sitting back there trying to throw deep routes all the time when we have, 191 pass block left tackle and the rest are 78 or some shit. You gotta change your offense up when you got that. That's the reason why you're getting sacked 11 times. At number 12, Cincinnati Bengals, Nipper. 3-2 on the season, tied for first in the division. Cincinnati Bengals have been kind of nice this year. Andy Dalton's the one holding them back, I would say. Just 5 touchdown passes on the season, 7 interceptions. The defense has been playing pretty well. And they've been doing a good job of mixing up their running game between Jeremy Hill and Gio Bernard. And, of course, AJ is always open. But I would say right now, Andy Dalton holding the team back from being great. And still in first in the division with that poor performance out of Dalton early on in the season. At number 11, the New England Patriots. This might be the furthest down that we've ever seen them in recent memory. They're mainly being held back because of that strength of schedule and that blowout loss to the Browns last week. Did Gronk get hurt again? I think Gronk might have got hurt again, but anyway, Tom Brady has still been his efficient self in his age 40 season, but the running attack, which Pats fan is usually so great with the running attack, they're being held back right now. Dion Lewis only averaging 3 a carry. They brought back Jonas Gray, who is the second leading rusher, barely getting any burn, but he's only averaging 33 yards a carry as well. And you've got Dion Lewis right now as your leading receiver. Gronk's been hurt. Gary Barnidge stepped in and played very well in the last 2 weeks. I think he might have 20 catches in 2 games for that team. But all in all, solid team. Can get better, which is the scary part. In the running attack and getting the playmakers going offensively, getting Edelman more involved with that high route running. He's only got 12 catches on the season. And I think a key to success for this team moving forward would be changing that dramatically. At 10, breaking into the top 10, back to business in the 3-3 Colts, sitting at number 10. Andrew Luck, in my opinion, nobody's worth this kind of money, but he is earning that contract right now. with 16 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, leading the league, best quarterback in the league, playing like the highest paid quarterback in the league at this point in the season. Andrew Luck has been doing work. Question is, can they keep it up? And can they press Cody for the division or not? At number 9, another shocker, really. This is the St. Louis Rams, who are being held back by that 29th strength of schedule, which I'm going to go look at their schedule real quick. It's kind of shocking. They just beat the 4-2 Seattle Seahawks. So what the hell was the rest of their schedule? Kona has been a beast, the rookie quarterback, the lefty. First lefty since Steve Young that's been noteworthy in the league, other than if you want to say Tebow. But St. Louis Rams, dominant defense, as we all know, as Rooks well knows. And Kona Hunter has been the best quarterback, the best rookie quarterback in the league for sure so far this year. Rams schedule. Rams have played the Falcons, Cardinals, Jets, Saints, Panthers. That's what's killing their strength of schedule. Jets, Saints, and Panthers. And Cardinals. Alright, at number 8. Look at that shocker right there, boy. And I don't understand it at all. Third strength of schedule, maybe. You got the Washington Redskins. Mitch is going to be hyped. I'm sorry, I meant the Washington racial slurs. At 8th, with a 3-3 record. They've won 3 straight. They have the third strength of schedule in the league. Mitch has been playing well lately, knocking off the Ravens, Eagles, and Bears in consecutive weeks, with losses to the number 12 Bengals, the Cowboys, who we have not seen yet, and the Packers, who we have not seen yet. The computers are loving on Mitch the Creator right now, and that's really all I can say about that. At 7. Actually, you know what? They get Alfred Morris back too this week. So, the Redskins might be making a little bit of noise over there, man. At number 7. Kodiak, Jacksonville Jaguars at 5-1. Before this game was just played, which he lost to Walk, was all the way down at 7 due to that 22nd strength of schedule. Sitting at 5-1, doing Cody things, playing the way Cody plays. Once again, will be one of the upper seeds, probably second seed in the AFC. Unless somebody like unless somebody in the division back E or Shaka can make some noise and take him down too, he's probably gonna end up as the second seed again, and will be back in the top 3 or 4 in the CFL rank by the end of the year. But right now, sitting at 7 and could be dropping even more with that Walk loss, although playing Walk will boost the strength of schedule. So we'll see what happens. They're dealing with some injury issues over there in Jacksonville right now, and we all know that. They will be back at the top. At number 6, I think we still got some more shocks, boys, by the way. We still got some more shocks coming. At number 6, Atlanta Falcons. Only at the U. In the games he was able to play, has played well and won. I think he also took like a sim and won a game too, but Miami is occupying some time. Internet issues is occupying some time. I don't expect this positioning for the Falcons to last much longer unless his internet works itself out. Even then, I still don't expect this positioning to last over teams like the Rams and Patriots and Bengals and Seahawks, possibly Browns. But we'll see. Only at the U showed a lot of promise last season. Hopefully the internet issues will be fixed and all of that. At number 5, Green Bay Packers. The most unsim team in the league due to the yellow on yellow ugly ass uniforms. But Currency's been dominant again this year. And I mean again as in like the old Currency, not like last season. I still cannot believe that he is the Packers as a Bears fan. And I still can't believe that he typed "Go Pack Go" in the shout box after beating the Bears. But regardless, Currency was sitting at 4-1 before this, 5-1 now. After the win against the Bears in Week 7, Packers are absolutely loaded. Probably have the best offense in the league, with all the acquisitions that they think they made that made them nice, like the tight ends, which weren't really anything. But the draft pick, the rookie speed cheese is too real with all the other weapons that they had, and the overrated, gassed up 99 overall Eddie Lacy that the game blessed them with. Packers are definitely a threat to the throne, and wouldn't it be interesting if we had a Packers-Raiders Super Bowl after what we saw last season? At number 4, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, another shock. I don't know why we're this high, other than the 4th strength of schedule and having an over 500 record. But yeah, this is we'll find out about the Steelers soon. Playing the Jaguars in a couple games, and Nipper, you know what I'm saying? We gotta play Nipper, so 2 top users in the league. At number 3, here is your shock. This is... Hey, stop the music. Stop the music. This is crazy. I can't believe... I mean, this is cool, though, with the CFL rank. This is the only thing that he's not in first place in, you know what I'm saying? Oakland Raiders, first in the Mitch rank, power rankings, first in the Madden rank, and 5-0. And the 24th strength of schedule, I guess, is killing them at this early point in the season, but they're 3rd. 3rd in the CFL rank. I don't have much to say about that. At 2, you have the Philadelphia Eagles at 4-2, top 10 in everything, boosted up to 2nd in CFL rank with a 4-2 record over a 5-0 team. Those 2 should be flip flopped. This last one I could believe, even though Walk is not. I don't know. Walk should be 1 regardless, but. At number 1 with the perfect rating is the Dallas Cowboys with the 14th strength of schedule, 3rd in Mitch rank, 2nd in Madden rank, 1st in CFL rank. The computers loving the Cowboys. I could buy the Cowboys over the Raiders with CFL rank, but I cannot believe that the Eagles are over them too. It's kind of crazy. It's about to change though after that win over Walk. If I made the CFL rank right now, he would be 1st or 2nd, but. Anyway, that's all we got right there, boys. Somebody needs to join me on this shit so we can make this like an hour, 2-hour long show instead of a damn 45-minute me talking the whole time. No time to do analysis and shit because I spent an hour and a half making the damn show. Anyway, QNCP will be back on Friday, I believe. Yeah, Friday. Around 11 o'clock. It's week 7. Get your games in, boys. Man, I'm about to play my game right now. Where's he at, man? You know what's crazy though, man? D11 be like throwing wheel routes and shit to damn Christine Michael. He's got like 39 route running and 40 catch. Somebody need to stop that, man. That shit is just mind blowing to me. Dude running Lucky Whitehead out there and shit, throwing with this weird ass camera angle, man. Somebody need to beat this dude 42-7. Actually, I play him this year. I'm gonna do that on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna wear the ugliest uniform possible too, so that he trips out, throws like 12 picks. It's been real, boys. I'm about to put the archive up on the CFL rank, and I'm gonna start doing these every Monday. Now that I figure out how I can do it a little bit easier in terms of the presentation of the show. I just need somebody to be a regular with me. I don't think it's gonna be CP because we got our show on Fridays. And don't forget about the CFL Cup, boys. CFL.
Now if that ain't home, you better tell 'em.